I'm Jeff, and this painting is called Me and TON618. This painting looks like abstract expressionism in the end, but the beginning is very structuralist, and I'm gonna take you through it. I start off with drop cloth canvas, and I like using it because it's easy to get and it's partially recycled, so you'll find little threads of different colors in the canvas. So it like has this built-in literal history to it. On these bigger drop cloths, there are pieces joined together, and so there's seams. And I've left the seam in this one, and you can kind of see it. It goes right down through here. And I like leaving the seam visible and bits of the raw canvas visible because I want to keep it as an object painting so that there's no illusion that it is not canvas. And even though all paintings are pictorial in a sense, this really isn't illusory. From there, from the blank canvas, my way of jumping in and breaking the white of the canvas, even though I leave it canvas colored, is to get an architectural division of the space. So this one is something like this. So you can see the big bar that goes across the top here. That's actually still prevalent back here, evident back here. And then you can see these verticals that come down here. And there's a vertical that comes down through here. And the seam is here, of course. And you can see this diagonal here that cuts over that way. So I try to leave some of this foundational chassis in the work so you can always go back and see the structure somewhat. On top of that, I start to build with stencils, and I like to have a set of stencils for each painting in this series because I like to be able to do all of the drawing at once. So with a stencil, I'm drawing with scissors in vinyl, and the stencils look like this for this painting. And as I'm painting over the stencils and then I peel them off, they often rip apart. So coming from a big stencil like this that is initially aligned on some of these big architectural divisions, as I go layer and layer further, they start to fall apart, they degrade. So the information is there, but it's just changed. So by the end, the stencils are smaller and look like this. This kind of relates to the title, and I'll get to that in a minute. As I'm building up in layers of stencil, I do one color per layer, and then it dries, and then I stencil again and do one full layer of color and build and build and build. So the earlier color layers are a bit more tame in their color scheme. And then as I get further and further outward, they get more clashy. So I really wanted this to end with a lot of heat and energy. On the very final two layers, I did not work with stencils anymore. I started to go in with the brush and paint freely atop some of the already layered colors. So this builds from this basic architectural structure outward into a more expressive painting. The title is Me and TON618. TON618 is one of the largest objects, like anywhere, everywhere. It's an ultramassive black hole. And for some reason, I started thinking about it in the middle of painting this. And I was thinking about the fact that it's 60 billion times the size of the sun. And the matter getting ripped apart around it burns with 150 trillion times the light of the sun. And I like thinking about how it's impossible to think about that fully. And one of the things I like about black holes is the way that information is preserved as it falls in, but there's no way to retrieve it. So it's all inside of there. So there's this sense of me and us trying to reckon with something so gigantic and powerful, we might not even have the tools in our imagination to do it.